introduce you to Tongla today to a shop called Madame Flamingo. Well, everyone knows that shoes is the most important things for us because it supports our feet and it makes our life much easier. But for women, it is a kind of a thing like treasure. We're going to meet a girl who is a shoe designer and has invented her own brand, designed it, made it. It's all tailor-made, and she all managed her own business. But let's cut it short and we'll go to meet her inside. So right now I am with the owner of Madame Flamingo, which is women's shoes, high heels wear. First of all, how did Madame Flamingo was set up and why this name?
Like first, like the name comes from like when you think of flamingo, you think of like a bird with long leg, and like they always pose like very sexy and like elegant. Yeah, that's what the name flamingo come from. And I combined it with like a lady look and stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
How many years has this business been going on?
3 years already for Madame Flamingo, yeah.
So in the 3 years, what phase is it in right now? Is it already settled or?
Well, it's quite alright. Like I think it's quite a start of a business because I still use like cash flow a lot and invest for some new material and new product. Yeah.
You designed it yourself. It's all handmade.
Yeah.
Every collection is unique, and you don't go by the trend of fashion.
Yeah, actually every shoes that I made is what I wear. So my shoe show quite a lot of my style. Like I like color, I like combination of like solid color and contrast. So that's why I made them my own style. That is the unique point of my shoes. And like my shoes combine style of modern and vintage together. So I think it's quite unique. Yeah.
How did you start this business? How did you get to making shoes and coming up with this brand? Where did it all started?
My mom, she used to tell me like, oh, when you were young, you always like wore my shoes and walk around the house. So I know that I love shoes. So after I graduated, I went to Italy to study shoe design and shoemaking. Like I wanted to learn like how do they really make nice quality shoe in Italy. So I studied there for like 4 months, like certificate course. And I come back, work as freelance for like 6 months for like shoe designer. And I was like, okay, I wanna have my own business before I was 25. So at 24, I start my own like company.
Why did you choose the course in Italy? And was it the tough times? Did you have to go through anything difficult?
The difficult part is like language, but I actually prepare before I go there. So it's not that hard, and I want to learn some new languages. Yeah. I choose to go to Italy because it's the land of leather and fashion, and I study at Florence. Is a like where Gucci begin and Ferragamo begin,
where all the good shoes begin.
Yeah. So I want to learn how do they really make nice shoes.
So yeah, and I also believe like good shoes bring good things to you.
Yeah. Shoe is like something that had curve and length, and it's depend on the feet of customer because everyone has different kind of shape of shoes.
What do they teach you there?
I studied shoe design course. They teach me how to like design like collection of shoes with mood board and like how to start a collection. Yeah. And then I study how to make like the actual shoes, so I can make shoes by myself. So first I start with like pattern drawing on the last of the shoes. Like the last really important because it shapes what shoe will look like.
The last, where's the last?
The last is something the customer doesn't see It's like what make the shoe shape like this.
Oh, okay. The frame,
the-
the frame, right?
Yeah, it's like it shapes like actual foot.
Okay.
Yeah. So first you have to design a pattern on the shoes. How will you put this leather on this one and patch with this? And then you cut the pattern on the fabric or leather, and then you fold the edge of the shoes, and then you stitch it and then bring it to another guy to shape it. Put together heels and platform.
So how long does it take to form a pair of shoes?
Actually 2 days, because every shoe you have to leave it for a night for handmade shoe to let the chemical in the shoe dry. Otherwise the shoe will be like very soft, like and not.
It doesn't form a shape.
Yeah.
Living in Italy is like Italy, fashion city, the country of fashion, the birth of fashion. Can you say that? Is it like that when you go there?
For me, not really.
Not as you expected.
Yeah, because I expected more like, oh my god, it has to be like very fashionable and people like walking around with like style and stuff. But yeah, they've got their own style. I like it, but it's not what I expected.
Before you mentioned about Italy teaches you how to make quality shoes. What is a quality shoes and a not quality shoes?
I think quality shoe has to concern with the shape of the shoes is the most important thing, because customer will say your shoe is comfortable or not depends on the shape of the shoes. Yeah, and quality of the leather and how they compose the shoe together, it's really important.
So that was just an introduction to who she is, how she got into this business, and everything else. But stay tuned, because in the next break, we'll talk to her a little bit more about how this business came through, what hardships of getting ready for the business, training people to be able to tailor-made every single shoes you see here in the store. So be back in a few minutes.
At first they want me to make shoes for them, but I was like, no, I'm not a supplier. I do my own brand. If you want to do it, you have to collaborate with